I've only played like 2 hours of it. I've been working a lot. I've only played so far. It looks like it's gonna be fire though. 2 hours of it. I've been working a
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Planet Xbox, episode 135. I apologize for the delay. All right. Oops, sorry, got the what's thing up in the background. My bad. Had to correct that. Yes. Welcome. Hit the like button, hit the share button, let your peers know that we are live. Like I said, continuing to promise regardless who's here, who's not here. I will be going live because I got to do something. All right. So, episode 135. We got Bless Red and Logan. You still here, right?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Shout out. Now, typically how we do this, I'm gonna start with you, Bless, because you're the reason why I didn't hit the live button over the last 10 minutes, because it sounded like you were in an intense battle. So you want to let everybody know what you've been playing?
I'm watching a cutscene for Hi-Fi Rush. I just beat it.
Nice.
Nice.
Can we get like or maybe this cutscene's too important? Like
I can pause. It's fine. Well, like
your thoughts fresh off the thought. You just beat the game. Sound like you were struggling for a bit, but
that final boss I'm playing on hard. That final boss is no fucking joke.
Okay,
but I think what?
No, I was saying his name is what? Is it the fuck is his name?
The CEO,
the CEO dude. Yeah, it's like Kasate or the. I don't know what. All right.
It starts with a K. I already forgot it. But it's that's spoiler. Never mind. But this game is good though. I think it's a little bit too samey in some areas. It's a lot of walking around, a lot of empty corridors, very very obvious side paths to objects and shit. I think overall it's a good game though. I think probably like a 7.5. I would probably say 7.5. Good music, solid combat, not too complex in terms of like combos. They don't really go that versatile, but a decent amount for the actual the length of the game itself. Yeah. I wish they would have did more like mini game type things, like switch up the genre. I know they had like the 2D portions and stuff, but overall, I still think it's good. Just not amazing, but definitely good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good to see you finish it and whatnot. I had high praises for the game. I think I put up a review maybe a week or two ago. Again, I think I gave it like a 9.5, whatever. Actually, I started playing it again because the thing is, with that game, beating it on the hardest difficulty, it doesn't unlock all the other difficulty achievements. You kind of have to beat it every time for the respective achievements. Yeah. So I just did a second playthrough. I didn't finish it right on my second playthrough yet, but I just run it back on like easy so I can get that achievement, and then I'm gonna run it back on hard. The goal is I want to have everything completely possible before I do my hardest playthrough, because it's technically like a built-in new game plus. You get anything that you unlocked and whatever, it stays with you for every playthrough that you do. So right now I think I got every power-ups. I think I'm missing like 2 things, and which I'll probably get during this easy run. And then when I go through the hard run, there would be nothing left for me to unlock outside of like select collectible achievements and stuff like that. And then if there's any combo related achievements, I know I'm gonna struggle with that. So I'm not really shooting to get like 100% completion. I just want to get all the difficulty achievements out the way. But good game. Shout out to Tango Gameworks. Logan, you want to let everybody know what you're playing? If it's, I don't know if what you can say you're playing and what you can't say what you cannot say that you're playing, but I know you're playing something.
I'm rotating quite a few things. So it's like that's not the only thing I'm playing. Because if we do like a little quick recap of what I've been playing, like I reviewed SpongeBob.
Yep.
the Cosmic Shake.
I
Right,
still
for
I
level
still
one.
owe them a review, which I'm still gonna do. I just like freaking what game came in the way? Oh, Hi-Fi Rush. That's what it was. Go ahead.
Yeah, that and stealth, like, dude, it was like everything kind of came out at once, where it was just bombarded with things left and right. But yeah, play through, SpongeBob. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a great platformer and a great SpongeBob game, and I enjoyed my time with it and then the review. But then I also have been playing. I mean, there was Hi-Fi Rush. I gotta beat Hi-Fi Rush. I did not finish it yet, but definitely fantastic game. And then let's see, I'm trying to think here. Oh, I restarted playing through Mass Effect. The first one. I was gonna go through that trilogy again. And just my God, I missed that Mass Effect universe so damn much. Like BioWare was in their bag when that whole entire series came out. And so like I'm hoping for whatever the hell they're doing with Mass Effect 4, it hits that same level of just greatness, because Mass Effect 1, I'm almost done with Mass Effect 1. It's just S tier game by the, And then Hogwarts Legacy has been like the thing that I've been sucked into since Tuesday for the early release. Not early, but the deluxe edition release, right? And my God, I have probably 30 hours in that game already, and that shit just came out Tuesday. I took Tuesday off work because I wanted to dig into that, and yeah, that's that's a great game. I'd recommend it to anybody.
Well, Harry
And
Potter.
then, oh, dude, yes, Hogwarts Legacy, bro. Like, I've been getting just nothing but lost in that world for sure. And then I don't think it matters if I say anything, right? Like, I don't
think
think
it matters.
there's no. I'm not going to say like any details or anything, but I am playing Wanted Dead. I am playing that, reviewing that for level 1. The game does come out on Valentine's Day. It comes out the 14th. I don't know if I'll have the review ready from the 14th. We got the code just a little bit ago, and I think it would be up by at least next Sunday. They kind of gave me that time frame, but playing Wanted Dead, I'll have a lot to say about it for sure for the review, but yeah, I'm not going to say any more on that. But yeah, that's been pretty much it for me gaming wise.
Yeah. Okay. I've been playing Hi-Fi Rush. I've been playing Age of Empires 2, the definitive edition. I've also snuck in a little bit of Hot Wheels since it launched into Game Pass. The other game I've been playing, this is actually coming out I think a couple days after Wanted Dead, is Remoteness. I don't really have much to say about that. That should say it all.
Dang.
For some reason I thought you were about to say Return on.
Yeah, nah.
You started with an R.
Before, I almost forgot. I did do the Dead Space remake.
Oh yeah. That
as well, and mind you, Motive, dude, they put in their all in that game, for sure.
Yeah,
and that's a fucking remake, dude. That's a remake. That's a remake that I would pay $70 for, over and over and over. Not over and over, but like that like level of remakeness, I guess, if you want to say to it. That they were just in a whole different level with that, and I very much enjoyed Dead Space remake.
Yeah, playing on PC, that game was amazing.
I also obviously doing Hogwarts Legacy. I echo everything Logan said about the game. It's amazing, best game that this Avalanche team has ever done. I know that's not saying much because they have all their games have been sort of like license based related, but this is like really good. Whether it be the graphics, the story, and the thing about Hogwarts Legacy, I'm not like my wife. She knows more about Hogwarts and all this other stuff because she was a Harry Potter fan. She read the books. She's seen all the movies. She grew up on it. Me personally, I didn't care. So, right. But this is a game that I'm sure if I was into the universe of Harry Potter, I would probably like even more. I probably have even higher regards for the game. But as someone who has limited knowledge on Harry Potter. Like I've seen maybe 2 of the movies, didn't read any of the books because I don't like to read. But the game itself, as a video game, I think is extremely dope, and I kind of have a know or some knowledge of what's going on with characters, who's what, and even though I don't have like that extensive knowledge into the books and all the movies, but they nailed the things that they were supposed to nail: gameplay, and graphics, and delivering a story, because this is its own story, of course, right? It's not. It's not really like you have to watch. Oh, this is related to this Harry Potter movie and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, of course,
Well, it takes place in 1800s, so it's like it's a heavy pre Harry Potter world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's really good. In Logan, like I haven't taken a day off for it, right? But like every time I've like come home, for work, and like this weekend being that, nothing's coming on because of the Super Bowl, and I don't have a team in the Super Bowl, like I'm probably, and I don't even think we're not even doing weapon mode this weekend. So I'm going to get like majority of my hours pretty much after this podcast and tomorrow, but I've been enjoying it. Now, I will say about the game, and Logan, I know you typically do a couple runs you play. I know sometimes you jump from like Series X to Series S, or I don't know what platform you're playing this on, but I've all the gameplay that I'm capturing that's here on the podcast is just straight from like the performance mode. I've sort of did something unorthodox, what I typically usually do with video games when they have like performance and fidelity mode. My general playthrough that I'm currently playing on when I'm not capturing gameplay, I'm doing fidelity plus, which is fidelity mode without the frame rate cap on. So where the frame rate is
40 FPS.
Yeah, well, you get numbers higher than that as well, but yeah, it's not.
Oh, it goes higher.
Yeah, it goes higher. It's not like a 40 FPS lock. You can get you can actually get frame rates even up to above 60. I tried the ray tracing mode, and I just can't recommend, even though it it looks good. It's just does feel like a slideshow on console. I can't speak for PC.
I got a couple of things to say about that. That ray tracing is kind of shoehorned in. They didn't really take their time to make it good, honestly.
You're speaking, I'm assuming, from a PC perspective, right? So
I mean both. I mean,
no, I'm not saying
ray tracing doesn't look
I rule out all ray tracing pretty much on console as being like that great, but I'm just saying, with the setup you got, I'm pretty sure. So if you're playing it and you're optimizing the ray tracing, if you're saying like, oh, like the ray tracing is not that great, and I'm just asking like, okay, this is based off what being you got what, like a 4090 or some shit like that. Yeah, so I'm the best it can get. So I'm like,
no, yeah, it's just how it's oddly optimized on PC. They definitely need a patch. But in terms of how it looks, ray tracing wise, like I don't know, like the ray trace shadows aren't the best. They don't go that far. Ambient occlusion, it's like not applied. It's like broken. Like the default settings like broken. Even on ultra, it's like broken. It's worse than screen space ambient occlusion. And the reflections, like they reflect, but they're just very grainy and they're like quarter resolution or something. So it's like, meh. But good thing about PC is people like made a mod for it, or not a mod, but you just go in the INI files and just like change some values or just copy paste basically what that guy wrote. It takes like 2 seconds and like drastically fixes or makes it look better. Does come with performance degradation, but it looks a lot better, like reflections and shit. Yeah, I've only played it for a couple of hours. I've been busy with work, but yeah, with that change, it does look a lot better.
Yeah, I think so like I've tested all 3 like modes. Like you're not like, because you could play with I think ray tracing mode uncapped too, but I don't think you're even getting above like, you're not even getting above like 30 in most cases with it. So it wasn't like the best option. The fidelity mode looks nice. The performance mode looks good too, but you could see the visual hit. It's still targeting, I think, like a higher resolution. Yeah, it's yeah, and it has that like that ghosting like effect, like outside, like there's like this outside the character's like figurine is like there's like this layer of like shimmer or some shit like that. I can't.
That might be. I think that might be like FSR.
Yeah, so I didn't like how that looked, but of course, I mean, obviously, it's clearly like the frame rate is on point because it does feel and look smoother. The fidelity mode, like obviously, is giving off the best visual representation, and that chant with the help of VR and having a 120 hertz display, having the capability to go higher than that 30 and to like get to at least reach that 60, and in some cases achieve above it. It's been like a happy medium for me where I feel like a comfort zone with the gameplay so far. But great game, man. I don't care what, like, I know everybody wants to boycott the damn game. Like, nah, man, this is some
well, I don't know if the boycott worked. I mean,
no,
I think it did the exact opposite effect.
No, the boycotts usually do the exact opposite, where it just brought more attention to it, and it was good attention. Right now, it's sitting at almost 800,000 concurrent players on Steam.
Which is
really 800. Last I looked, it
000.
was at like 650 like thousand.
Yeah, it's at 788,000 right now, and that's just Steam. It's on Epic Game Store as well. That's probably another
and
at least.
And that's also not
least.
counting consoles, because I know
of course.
that's probably that's a huge number. And like for me, I know when this game come out, like a lot of people were like hesitant because it was Avalanche, right? And they're the Chicken Little developer, essentially, is what they kind of got known for, because they did like Chicken Little, they did Cars, and I know like how Smooth said they've done a lot of licensed stuff. And I was like, dude, if this hits, this would put Avalanche it would put them on the map, essentially, as like a great studio to put out, content that isn't these crap like movie tie-in games, because that's what they basically did. And I get that this is still a movie-esque tie-in game, but it's its own story, it's its own set of characters. It's just borrowing the world from Harry Potter. And dude, like, these devs went in their bag and they grabbed everything that they could out of it for this game. And so, like, I think that, I mean, the devs, they definitely deserve praise for making such a solid game, in my opinion. But yeah,
I agree. They did the damn thing with this game, and I like I know some people are against the whole. I noticed, like, when it comes to gamers and RPGs, like there's like this love-hate of like level systems of, because this have a system where, like, once you are able to explore other areas of the game, you might wander against enemies that are like almost 10 times your level size and stuff like that. And obviously that's like a no-win situation. I'm okay, with that, like being a big, Assassin's Creed fan of like the last 3 games. I think the only one that they really didn't do that with is Valhalla, where I think it scaled with you. But I think Origins and Odyssey, I think you could end up running into people higher level and stuff like that. And it's also the gear leveling, picking up different clothing items and stuff. Now this game does something. I can't say if it's unique or not, because I haven't played another game that allowed me to, I don't think I played another game that allowed me to do this, but you know how you going through the game, you find chests and crates and stuff, and it features like different clothing items that are like a higher level. Like right now in this gameplay, I have like a green robe on, right? I mean, ideally I wouldn't wear a green robe, but I think it was the highest level robe I got. But you can change your outfit and to wear something more attractive, but retain obviously the stats,
the same stats.
Yeah, which is, I thought was pretty good, because now I don't have to
like RPGs do that.
Walk around looking like a bimbo.
Yeah, there's other games that do that. It's called transmog. I don't know the list. Like, I don't know. I can't detail you every single game that does it, but it's not the first time it does that a game's done it. But it's a welcome one for this, because man, they got some goofy ass. Some of them glasses and stuff. I'm like, man, I don't want to be looking like this goofy goofy dude with these googly eye looking glasses. I want to be a badass wizard. Like, so I'm glad, and I'm glad that it wasn't a thing that you had to unlock, right?
Yeah.
You didn't have to unlock it
Yeah.
because most games like you got to unlock like the transmog ability and you
It-
got to do certain things. It's like you can just change it, you know, right from whatever you have, you can change it.
And the funny thing is, I thought, like I knew this game was big for the simple fact that I didn't know you can do that. It wasn't until I went to work on like Friday and my colleague was like, "Oh yeah, you can do this in the you don't have to wear all that goofy shit. You can actually like wear an outfit." I was like, "Really?" No, I'm like, she's not a gamer and she's telling me this shit. I'm like, this game must have been like a big deal. So, and I did it that night. And also my cousins who aren't really gamers, they're both, you know, playing it and like pulling all-nighters and stuff like that. But Logan, I just need you to take over for a moment. I'm getting a call right now if you can.
Oh my god, I gotta take over. What we doing? I don't even know.
I'm still
I don't
on
even know.
Hogwarts. Still on Hogwarts.
It's not
Okay,
Hogwarts, dude, man. So, how far are you in it, Bless? Like you said you only got like a couple hours in it.
Yeah, I'm only a couple hours in, and I was curious. I was like tweaking stuff with the values of
settings.
the
See, like
yeah
I'm at.
with the mod.
So I want to say when I just ended before the stream, like to come over and hop on a stream. I think my character's at 26, and I think the max level you can get's 40. I want to say. So like, but the crazy thing is the one thing. So like, I'm not big into how Smooth compared this to like Assassin's Creed and like those open world games like that. I don't get that vibe from Hogwarts Legacy. Like I don't really feel like the world's like super. Yeah, there's tons of stuff to do in a game, but I've never felt like it's full of pointless stuff. Like I always feel like the side missions. Yeah, a lot of side missions can be go fetch this, go do this for me and stuff. But from from when I went, because I haven't beat any of the last 3 Assassin's Creed games because every time I just try to get into them, I'm like, nope. But like. And I don't know if that's just because, I very much like this world. I very much enjoy like the surroundings or just how unique the world is. But like I'll just find myself just out there like in the Forbidden Forest, just like roaming around, searching for stuff, doing all the little. They got all these, dude. There's so much like little things that you can do. Like there's these like statues you can uncover. There's these power areas you can find. There's like these little mini dungeons, and then like the castle itself. The castle itself, dude, is just astronomically huge, and you get to a point in the game where like there's locks on the doors, and you got to basically get like a lock picking ability in the game,
hell?
and you got to upgrade that lock picking ability. Like there's like a level 1, level 2, and a level 3. It's literally fucking being a criminal wizard over here breaking into rooms and stuff. But
That's what
but there's so much like because like you have like your main area that's open to you right off the bat, but then you have all these doors that are locked that you won't get access to till like later on into the game. And so just like that, because I think I only at level 1 for my lock picking, and so I can still do level 2 and level 3. And that's going to unlock so much more in this castle and even just outside the world too. That I'm like, dude, there's just so much in this game. And like you'll be walking just trying to get from point A to point B, and then there'll just be like, oh, what's this thing? And then you start messing with it, and then it becomes like a whole ass puzzle you got to do, and then you're unlocking stuff and just going into other dungeons. And yeah, dude, I spent so much time. I'm so far, and not only that, but I've done so many of the side missions and the side stuff that my character is 11 levels higher than the main quest line.
That'd be happening.
I'm like, bro, like I was like, wait a minute, like there was like this section you're supposed to get into that's like supposed to be like within like the first 2 hours you get to, and I was like, I got to that section at like hour like 10, 15, something like that. And that was when I was like level 15, 16, and the main quest line was for level 4.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, bro, like, what the hell? Like, bro, I'm like, where the fuck did all this time go?
I'm
But
only at level 2. I gotta see what the fuck. I just finished like a class or two.
dude, and, like the classes, it kind of reminds me because it reminds me if you remember Bully.
Oh yeah, somebody said
Dude,
that. In the chat.
this makes me want to fucking have a sequel to Bully. Like I could do that, man. Like I loved Bully. Rockstar is fucking stupid for not bringing a sequel out to that game because like that's a game I could go back to and absolutely loved. Because it's kind of got like that essentially like same kind of vibe to it when you look at it. It's an open world. You got classes to go to. You got students you go do missions for. You got teachers you piss off and all kinds of stuff. It's basically Bully. Like, don't call it Hogwarts Legacy. Just call it Bully 2 at this point. Because the one thing that I thought was weird about this game, outside of like I really like it and it's a super enjoyable game, but you can do the unforgivable curses. Like, you can just do those. Like you unlock the Avacadabra, the shit that fucking Voldemort does. You can unlock the ability to straight up kill people. And I'm like, that seems a little like, and there's no like morale like meter to it. You know what I mean? Like if you did it, that was one thing I kind of wish that they would have done is like it had a paragon or a renegade like kind of system, right? If you wanted to be like a good wizard or a bad wizard, and like the world would react to what you would do, because like really realistically, like they don't. And so I think that they kind of had
that'd probably be like a sequel type thing, honestly.
Yeah, and so like if they did, because this game's gonna have a sequel, 100% after how it was the number one single player game watched on Twitch like ever. Was that like 1.2 million? For a single player game. Single player, like, we gotta think we're talking about single player games, not multiplayer games. And it was like, I think the number 2 most played game on Steam for single player too. Like this game's they're making a sequel.
Yeah,
to it. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's number 2. Currently I believe. I think it's gonna hit number 1 at some point. Maybe not this weekend, but maybe another weekend.
But like that's insane to me. Like that this game's that big, and it's from these developers that didn't make shit really before it. Like
fucking the come up, man.
Yeah, that's why I said I was like that glow up, dude. I think the last game that they did was in 2017, and it was Cars 3 Driven to Win. It was a fucking Cars game based off the movie. Like I don't think people understand like how crazy and insane like most developers that just do those licensed garbage games don't ever have a game that comes out in this like magnitude and like with this much detail in it.
Oh yeah, like, absolutely not.
That's insane. That's insane. Like these dudes, like that's a top tier dev with this game. That's kind of like how Cyberpunk wasn't really, or not Cyberpunk. CD Projekt Red wasn't really a huge hit in developer till they got that Witcher 3 kind of put them on the map, right? Like that was like their breakout game, and that's what I think for this is Avalanche's breakout game for sure, 100%.
Oh yeah, most people don't even know who the fuck they are. So
because everybody kept on getting them confused with the fucking Just Cause developers, which rightfully so. Right, yeah. They both have the name Avalanche in their name. It's just one's Avalanche Studios and one's Avalanche something else,
Softworks or something like that. Avalanche Games.
So I get that. Like people are like, dude, like getting them confused, thinking that the Just Cause developer making it. Oh, this is fucking Chicken Little developers, guys.
Yeah, Toy Story 3, right? And Chicken Little.
Yeah, Toy Story 3. Yep.
So. Yeah, man. I mean, this is going to be the next game. I'm going to be on this game for like the next. I don't know how long of a playtime it is, but it's pretty much going to be the next one. I
think if you focus on just the
30
main
hours.
Yeah, if you focus just on the main stuff, you're looking, I think, at 30. But dude,
yeah.
with but the side stuff's gonna make that probably like 50. I'd say. I don't know. I don't even care.
Yeah.
Like this is a game that I don't care how much time I spend in it.
Yeah.
Like most games, I'm like they feel like they get to a point where they drag out and they're stupid and it's full of fluff, and I've not come across that issue in this game yet.
Yeah.
For me, I was gonna say for me, the problem I'm gonna have is Returnal's gonna come out next week, and I want to play that shit.
Game's trash, but okay.
Nigga, you just didn't read, but whatever.
I still remember them
Moving on.
streams, man, with all the parasites on them. It was like, why am I dying so quick?
Yeah, man, that's funny.
Yeah, like 8 parasites, like sucking all the life out of him, doing like triple damage on him. He's like, why am I dying so quick? Everyone's like, Smooth, quick grabbing the parasites. Smooth. Like,
Yeah,
no.
you were bugging the fuck out, bro. But
That was a great stream. Those streams were fucking fun as hell to watch.
yeah. But but I think for me, I'm probably gonna play that first. Well, I'm playing this. I'm gonna probably put this down and play that, or just like decide when I want to play that day or something. Because I definitely want to play Returnal day one for sure. I need that mouse and keyboard love.
The question I have for like Logan, because you got majority of the hours. What do you think of? And you might have spoke on this when I was on call, but what do you think of the like the side quests?
So I did have a little like conversation about the side quests because you know me, I'm not super big into like the open world games. Like I didn't really care for Assassin's Creed, stuff like that. At least the previous or the recent Assassin's Creed, like the past 3. But I don't feel, like I said, I don't feel like there is a shit ton of fluff in this game. Yeah, there's tons of content, right? And there's tons of side missions and there's a lot to do. But I don't feel like I'm going to feel like a broken record because I just talked about this, but you weren't here. But I don't feel like I'm wasting my time doing it. I feel like I'm getting like good, story bits out of it, good content out of it, good rewards out of it. And like it just gets me to explore like this like amazing world that these developers put out even a little bit more. And like every inch of of this map, like dude, I'm finding stuff all the time. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel barren. It doesn't feel empty. Like yeah, you'll be out in the woods and stuff, and then there'll be like, hey, you gotta go castle thing. You can go explore and get certain unlocks and get equipment and do like this little puzzle and all this shit. Like there's always something to do. Like I'm not bored like walking around. And then the second you get your broom, man, it makes travel so much more amazing because like there is a fast travel, right? It has a fast travel. But I'll find myself just fucking brooming it, man. I'll be just brooming it. I mean, like I don't want to use the fast travel, man. I want to go fly on the broom and see what else I can explore. Like that's insane to me because like the fast travel, dude, it's fast.
Yeah,
you click on where you want to go, and then like it fades to black and fades to fucking boom, you're right there. So like it's a lot faster for me to fast travel from point A to point B. But the thing is, I sit there and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna miss out on like all the
other stuff that you
don't want to fast travel.
Like it's so like I'm fucking sitting there, I'm flying my broom around, man. Putting some magical tunes on, just flying around.
Yeah, no, you're right. I've once I got the broom, like I think I fast traveled maybe 3 times in the game. But once I got the broom, that's been like the go-to. And then like because at first I was just running through like 20 freaking 2,000 like meters across the map, but then I would come across like different enemies and stuff, and I got some good gear doing those fights. I like some of the spells that I've gotten so far. I learned how to open the doors fairly early, the ones that have like the symbols and stuff like that.
The locks.
Yeah, it requires to do like some math and whatnot. But once I started to figure out some of those things, it's like I kind of wanted to like get everything I can out of the school and stuff before I go out. You know what I mean? Make sure I'm getting all the chests, make sure I'm getting all the doors and whatnot, and doing all the side quests and whatnot. I think but they do a good job of like, keeping them coming and whatnot. But
yeah, did you get your room of requirement yet?
I did.
Did you also get the ability to go and like grab pets and bring them to your room?
No, I haven't done that yet. I pet like 8 cats, and I was like, why? So I'm assuming you could bring those cats over.
Not the cats.
Oh.
There's other creatures out in like the world that you can I don't see you're not in the Harry Potter world, but
yeah.
Do you know the premise of the Fantastic Beasts movie?
No.
Like the very first one where he had like a bag and he'd go down into the bag and there's like all these creatures, right? Fantastic Beasts and where to find them.
Oh yeah, I need to watch those movies.
Well, I'd watched the first 2. The third one was fucking trash, dude. Like the third movie was not good at all. But basically, like you get to kind of like play that now. So like you get all these, you can go and capture these characters, and you can take them to like this world that's in your room of requirement, and then you can like feed them and pet them and like build like all these different like environments, and then they'll give you like resources that you can then use to upgrade your like clothes, right? Your armor, your stuff like that. You can get like different abilities attached to them, but you gotta like you feed them, you pet them, you take care of them, and then they'll like let you like harvest like their I shouldn't say harvest, right? But like you can get their fur and you can get their like stuff to like then you use that to upgrade that stuff. And that's like a highlight for me because like dude like some of the creatures that you get, like you can capture them and then bring them in there, dude. It's just it's so much in depth. Like I can't explain. Like there's just so much to it. You gotta like actually like play it to like get the whole entire idea of it. But
yeah. So pretty much, we recommend Hogwarts Legacy. It is a must buy.
I give it a must play if we're just throwing it out there.
Yeah. I know the game. A lot of the records it was breaking on Steam, and on Twitch and stuff was all
boycott failed.
All pending on the early release. So that's like a lot of people bought that. Yeah. How much did that shit cost?
I mean, it's 70. It's 70.
No, but like the early access one, the early access.
It was 80.
Yeah, you had to pay extra to pay early.
No, on PC it's $10 cheaper. It's 70.
Oh, okay.
It's $60 the regular price.
Yeah. So
yeah.
But I got it on. I picked it up on PS5, so that's why I've been playing it on.
Oh, you're playing on PlayStation? Okay.
Yeah, I got it on PlayStation. I was like, I wanted some of the features and stuff like that, and so like I love because when you do the Lumos, you put the little light on your wand, like the actual like light bar on the PS5 controller lights up stuff, and it's got like the speaker makes a whole bunch of crappy. I shouldn't say not crappy, but a whole bunch of noises for like your spells and stuff, and it just I was like, yep, I want all that stuff with the controller.
Okay, so there's still obviously the drama between PlayStation, Xbox, Activision, and regulators has not ended. It's only deepened as regulators are getting closer to a decision. The CMA put out their provisional findings of what Microsoft can do to get an approval of this. Pretty much of this acquisition. It's led to a lot of responses. They've been doing the interview circuit, whether it's Bobby Kotick, whether it's that Lisa Chen, I forget her name. Just doing rounds of interviews about the acquisition and whatnot. Before we get into details, I don't know if any of you guys are still following this thing.
I stopped so long ago. I just don't care. Like, it doesn't fucking bother me one way or other. The only thing that it does for me is if they get Activision, Call of Duty goes into Game Pass, I don't spend $70 a year for Call of Duty then. But like other than that, like I'm just honestly fucking tired of hearing about it at this point. Like either let the sale go through or block it. I don't have any heart into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm at a point where it's not my money that's being spent. Honestly, if I had a decision for me as a consumer, I'd say no. Don't waste $80 billion on Activision. Go put that money elsewhere. Like I don't like, or use that $80 billion Game Pass rights to Call of Duty. Then that's what you want so bad. Like dude, there's like $80 billion. That's a lot of fucking money, and I feel like it could be spent better elsewhere to like actually make like I don't know their stuff better.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely for sure.
Yeah, like I haven't like I've been keeping up, but I haven't really been, I don't like report on this. I get whatever information I need or find interesting, and then I have a reaction to them based on that. But pretty much according to the what the provisional findings were, I'm just trying to look for. I forgot. I'm trying to find the list of things that they said they can do. Some of them looked sort of daunting. All right, here we go. Here's a short version. I think this is from like IDIS or something like that. It says the provisional findings from the CMA, short version. This is just like a summary version of it. But he said the merger may be expected to result in a substantial lessening of competition and console gaming in the UK due to vertical effects resulting from input foreclosure, and B, cloud gaming services in the UK due to vertical effects resulting from input foreclosure. Possible remedies: 1, requiring partial divestiture of Activision Blizzard, divestiture of the business associated with Call of Duty, B, divestiture of the Activision segment of Activision Blizzard, which would include the business associated with Call of Duty, C, divest. I'm sorry, I'm probably saying it wrong, but divested.
Basically, they're saying
Sell off.
Yeah, you got to get rid of everything that they want this to buy for. I mean, that's
which is
really
stupid, right?
You want this deal to go through, you have to sell Call of Duty off. You want this deal to go through, it can't be called Activision Blizzard anymore. Essentially, what?
Yeah, they got to sell off portions of it.
Which I think is stupid because it's like, well, I mean, I get like I said, I don't care, right? But I get why they're wanting to buy Activision Blizzard and Call of Duty. And if you erase all of those like from the deal, then the deal's
it's not worth whatever they're trying to pay.
It's not worth it. It's pointless. Like I don't care one way or the other, but I'm like, if you're gonna spend $80 billion on Activision Blizzard, then basically dissolve. I don't know. Is that a good word? Dissolve the Activision Blizzard name and the biggest IP from them, from your library. Like, yeah,
that's nonsense.
But I mean, and people made the thing. They're like, oh yeah, sell the Call of Duty IP. You have the developers that already make the game. Like, just sell the IP, right? Mm-hmm. And I get that, but no matter who develops that game, the name is what's going to take it. So you could sell the Call of Duty IP and it go to a developer that has no idea what the Call of Duty, and it's going to be a completely different game because they don't have that development, but it'll still sell more than say like Infinity Ward making a non-Call of Duty game.
They could also do some fuck shit like drop the Call of Duty name and just use their sub names like Modern Warfare, Black Ops.
Well, so if I don't know if you remember, like there was a debacle way back in 2009 that Vince Zampella and who's the other, that when they built Respawn, they wanted the Call of Duty name dropped from Modern Warfare 2. They did not want the game to say Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. They just wanted to say Modern Warfare 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was like one of that was a thing that they didn't want that. But Activision's like, no, we want the Call of Duty name tied to this franchise. And so there it was. Because that was if you ever got the collector's edition of Modern Warfare 2, either out of the Prestige or the Hardened, the actual case, the Steelbook case, does not say Call of Duty on it. It says Modern Warfare.
Gotcha.
So they wanted that. They wanted to differentiate themselves from Call of Duty and make the Modern Warfare a franchise, but Activision said, nope, it's going to be a Call of Duty game. So there was something like that.
So pretty much the CMA also said, Microsoft has, however, informed us of existing potential contractual arrangements with third-party platforms relating to access to Call of Duty. Accordingly, while none of the circumstances in which the CMA would select a behavioral remedy as the primary source of remedial action in the merger investigation, as summarized in paragraph 15 above, appear to be present, the CMA will also consider a behavioral access remedy as a possible remedy. 19. Access remedies are a form of behavioral remedies which seek to maintain or restore competition by enabling competitors to have access on appropriate terms to the products and facilities of a merger entity that they require to remain competitive. Access remedies normally require an access commitment which is set out in significant detail so that both customers and monitoring agencies can enforce compliance effectively. In this case, an access remedy would look to ensure third-party access to Activision Blizzard's Inc. content that is necessary to remedy the provisional SLCs. So in their decision, they didn't really consider the 10-year agreement yet, but that could impact their decision, and it could potentially be accepted. Bobby Kotick called out, PlayStation for not taking any of their calls. They're not like in talks with Activision and Microsoft. The woman that went viral for talking about The Last of Us when she tweeted FTC about it, she had an interview, I think, with Axios. And they asked her, is she worried about like pissing off like PlayStation or upsetting PlayStation? And she was like, no. Were they worried about pissing us off when they tried to screw over this deal? Which I've always said, I was like, PlayStation's going to piss off a lot of people. That's a whole lot of money. If they're successful at getting this deal blocked, that's a lot of money people are losing out of, and I don't know how that impacts any future business with Activision as far as like these certain marketing deals they got. So which is like they're upset at the obviously at the corporate level. Activision's not really feeling the moves PlayStations are doing, because Activision could care less if the games are exclusive to Xbox or not. You know what I mean? They just want the deal done. They don't really care. So they're not really taking sides. But seeing that PlayStation is going in and going through these different, regulators and traveling the globe to try to get this deal blocked, is that $70 billion that them and their shareholders is going to lose access to if this deal doesn't go through. So yeah, I'll be looking at PlayStation some type of way. Bobby said if the deal falls through, chances are he will more than likely remain in his position. So, I mean, I know there was like this whole thing that they want Bobby Kotick out of there, the way that the companies run. And, one way he gets out, if the company gets merges into what, Microsoft, then his role isn't needed anymore. And he can go away with all his millions or billions of dollars. But in this case, he says, he'll remain if the deal falls through. Some of the emails that went out, it looks like they're actually preparing for this merger to go through, because they're like preparing like integration process. So like in a way that they're talking, she said yeah, like the girl that when she's like that Sony tried to block a good deal. Like they're trying, it's still current, right? So it's like she was speaking in like past tense, like, well, it's not like, they tried to block it, but it's like not blocked now. I just didn't understand the language there of why she said it that way. But, I'm still all in for the deal to go through. If they would have to sell off like anything, like I wouldn't want, if I'm Xbox, I'm not selling off Activision, right? Like that's where all the studios that, even if you don't make Call of Duty, that's a lot of talented studios that can make a freaking AAA game, right? And then Blizzard is, you don't like. I think Blizzard. I think personally, you want to hold on to that. King is what they need to survive the mobile market. So it's a lot. So we'll see how things go out. But like I said, if it was up to me, like I said, when this deal, I was happy to see that they were acquire Activision, more so because of like name hype and just to see how the reaction would be. Personally, I would have wanted, like, of course, like an Ubisoft or a Sega, maybe a Capcom or some shit like that.
Yeah, I don't know why you keep on saying Ubisoft.
Ubisoft, like I said, holds a special. Ubisoft needs to be saved, bro. They need to be saved.
I would not pay $1 for Ubisoft.
They need to be saved, man. They need to be saved.
Xbox is not going to save them.
Nah, that's going to be like Embracer or something like that.
They want to put out that fucking dumbass, what is it, the pirate game nobody's interested for.
Yeah, that game is just taking up digital shelf space in the pre-order area in these stores.
They got one trope.
Games, man.
They got one trope. Big, massive open world game with a lot of fucking fluff. That is their only trope. They stopped being good. Mind you, I used to like Ubisoft, man. The 360 and like original like PlayStation 2 and Xbox days, like Ubisoft was a great publisher. And then dude, just when Xbox One and PS4 came out, they have just been absolute trash.
They had Rayman and all that.
Rayman, but you gotta even think even like the Rainbow Six, like Vegas 1 and 2 were fucking top tier. Those games had great multiplayer, great co-op campaign. They had terrorist hunt, all this shit. Now they just got fucking Siege. It's just they've been running Siege since fucking 2015, almost 8 years later. Like, haven't got
man, save Ubisoft, man. Like, here's the thing, right?
Splinter Cell. Remember how great Splinter Cell used to be?
IPs worth saving. Far Cry, Assassin's Creed. Obviously, Splinter Cell. I wish, but the thing is, what happened with Ubisoft is that what happens is like they'll find something that works, and then once they see that it like works or it's like selling, they don't get off of it. They'll then find a way to bloat it. Reason why games like Prince of Persia and Splinter Cell didn't, make it last as long is because they couldn't find a way to bloat those games. They found ways to bloat, Assassin's Creed, found ways to bloat Far Cry, the Far Cry series, and Ghost Recon and stuff like that. And then, Rainbow Six, that was at launch, I think it was a failure, and then it got resurrected because they never let it go, and it became one of their biggest games and stuff like that. But
by season 1, it was fun. It was getting a lot more sales.
Yeah,
that was like a month after.
But I mean, Ubisoft have a special place in my heart. I like their games. Like from like there was a period of, and I can't even say because firstly it was just more so like Assassin's Creed, but then like I think from 2020 to like 2021, that year they were just I feel like they were dropping banger after banger after banger. And they got creative when they did like the Immortals Phoenix Rising. That was something that was a new IP that worked. It just came out at a bad time. Came out in December, but I think a game like that definitely deserves a follow up. And they have beloved IPs that they could bring back that they just haven't. I think that's more so because of business, their corporate structure of them trying to find ways to monetize such a game. But like, hey, if I was if I had Microsoft money or even Sony money, I'd do something. I'll do something with Ubisoft, whatever. But I'm in the minority.
I would be like, if I was anybody, I'd be like, because Capcom has not missed for like consecutive year over year.
I think the opportunity to buy Capcom had passed. If somebody was going to do it, they were supposed to do it in like 2014,
before
2015.
Street Fighter 5 came out.
Yeah, if they whoever would have done it at that point would have caught a gold mine. Like,
yeah, woo! all the stuff that they've put out since then, man.
Yeah.
That like,
yeah, they've been on point.
Well, let me tell you what. I mean, it's the right price though. I bet they sell, and you got. I bet it wouldn't cost $80 billion.
I mean, how much would they cost? Give me just one guess of how much you think they would cost.
Probably less than half of that.
I would say Capcom like 25-30 billion.
Maybe not. Yeah, maybe like 20 billion.
Like I would even do 20.
Because right
Because
now
they don't make nowhere near as much money as Activision.
yeah. They
And
don't. They don't.
they don't have as much. They don't have much capital in terms of their actual IPs either. I mean, Resident Evil, it sells well. It's not selling 20 million. And Monster Hunter sells well as well.
Yeah, I think,
but it's not.
if you think about this, right? PlayStation spent $3 billion on Bungie. Another $2 billion you could have had Ubisoft as a whole, and probably less than that you get Square Enix, especially this version Square Enix.
Bungie was a better investment, though. Let's be honest now.
I don't think so. Not for no damn $3 billion, bro.
Absolutely a better investment. I'm pretty sure they probably already made their money back.
Nah, the better investments
Whereas
they made
where's
were like
Ubisoft?
Were like Nix's.
Yeah, what was the last
Ubisoft
like game that's come out?
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, what's the last Ubisoft game to even release?
The last Ubisoft game to release probably. Damn, what did they? They didn't release anything in 2022. I think it was.
You don't even fucking know. They didn't. Bungie, they probably have already made their money back from Bungie and then some. Bro.
How?
You don't even
how
all the expansions, all the
how many expansions have they released since they've been under PlayStation? They haven't released anything under PlayStation yet. Like their new expansion is coming this year, I think it is at some point. I don't know which one. I don't follow Destiny, but I know they haven't released anything.
Yes, that's only a year since they've bought them.
Does Destiny not have microtransactions? What the fuck? What is Sony's one of their biggest like revenues? Literally their biggest revenue actually in gaming. It's microtransactions.
I don't know.
You don't think they haven't made
I'm sure they've made money, but I don't think that it's a better investment. I think the better investment has been Insomniac and Nix's. I
mean, overall,
for PlayStation for so far.
It's a better investment than
for the
Ubisoft.
future.
That's my point. Because you said Ubisoft. It's
I would buy Ubisoft over Bungie any day.
That's you. If I'm making bad investments, brother.
Nah. Yes. So Ubisoft is generating money somewhere. They had one bad year of not releasing anything in their bad investment.
I mean, they're struggling, bro.
Yeah, they are struggling.
They're literally struggling. They're not. They keep pushing back projects.
The fucking CEO,
and the projects that are releasing are not good enough.
Like
they're struggling right now,
that shitty thing that said basically you guys are in charge of the future of this company because we're in a bad spot right now. You guys need to put out and hit your deadlines and all that stuff. But then he went and he got a lot of flack and took all that stuff back. Like Ubisoft is not a big, great tier publisher anymore. They're just not.
Yeah, I'm just saying with the right collaboration, with the right merger, I think it's good. They got a book ton of IPs. Even if they don't get acquired, and if they have to, if they got a book,
doing anything.
If they have to do what Square Enix did, sell off, some divisions and IPs along with it. After this Activision deal goes through, Microsoft better go come in because, you know what I mean. I selfishly, want Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, stuff like that to continue.
We know, but in terms of those IPs, like. Already know. Jason Schreier said it himself. If you start a AAA game right now, it's not releasing until next generation. So it doesn't matter how many IPs they're doing. It's about the actual
what they got in the pipeline.
What they actually have releasing, and they don't have anything releasing. No one's buying anything because they don't have anything releasing.
Well, no, there's a lot of games. I mean,
Skull and Bones. What is Ubisoft releasing this year?
Last year was dry. From the alpha of Skull and Bones, it wasn't even being well received.
Yeah, so that company is gonna keep struggling. They hinted at wanting to be purchased a while ago. They're struggling. That they are not being handled well at all. And in terms of publishers, they're releasing they have released some of the worst games recently in terms of publishers, next to Activision, I guess, technically speaking. Next to them and Bethesda, I guess. Well, no. Actually, no. I take that back. Activision is above because Call of Duty is actually a good game.
I would ask, just to put it in perspective, if Xbox didn't buy Bethesda, Xbox would have literally put out absolutely nothing.
Literally, if they
Except
didn't
for-
buy Bethesda,
except
it would have been
fucking
crickets for 2
Pentiment.
years.
Except for Pentiment.
Yeah.
Like they would have literally had fucking nothing.
It's funny as fuck because like not only have they been carrying the last 2 years, they're also about to carry the next 2 years. Like
You're not wrong.
It's
Wait,
like
wait, wait,
literally,
all right.
Not
like
wrong.
what is like that's insane to me. Besides Forza and Halo, what the fuck is regular Xbox have been doing?
I don't know.
Hey,
Like,
That's a
you
great
look
I
at
don't-
it, they've carried the
I don't-
last 2 years and the next 2 years.
I don't
'cause
operate-
Redfall
I
and
don't-
Starfield,
I
that's
don't-
what everyone's talking about.
I don't operate in the what ifs.
That's
I operate
insane.
in reality. And reality is,
Yeah, the reality
they
they've
dropping
been carrying.
games. I'm like, hey, they doing their job. They're releasing games.
That's not a what if. That is
No,
just
it
that is
is
a
reality.
statement. That is a statement that if Xbox did not buy Bethesda, they'd literally have nothing for themselves.
They'd have Pentiment.
Yeah,
That's
they would
it.
have. Yeah, that's all I'm
That
saying.
is literally
That's
in
not
2
a
years.
that's not a what if scenario.
It
That's
is a
like
what if
literally
scenario.
it.
They bought them 2 years ago, so it is a what if scenario. It's if
Yeah,
they
but-
never.
Okay, fine. It is a what if scenario, but the thing is, if they would not have bought Bethesda, they literally have nothing in the pipeline.
Where
Like,
my
where
bad.
the
My
fuck's-
bad. They
Where the
had
fuck's
they had,
Hellblade?
they had
Where the
Pentiment
fuck's
and
Fable?
Psychonauts. My bad.
Oh, they did have Psychonauts. You're right. You're right.
So that 2 games, 2 years. Nice.
That's not true, bro. You said 2 games in 2 years. Do we really have to go and research the releases from Xbox from 2020 onward? Like, really?
They buy like
Well, wait. Okay.
company-
What as
every other studio they have besides that's not an Xbox studio.
No, but it's
not
Xbox
Studio,
IP.
but it was Xbox game. Yeah, it was Xbox IP.
Tell me why. Tell me why.
That game was terrible.
Tell me why
I
was
played
not,
that.
has
That
not
ga- that
released
game-
in the when was that? Was that
2020.
2020? I thought it was.
2020.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I thought that game was a lot older. What am I thinking of?
That game was fucking awful.
You also got to
but I guess-
consider what Microsoft Flight
Wait, tell
Sim,
me-
Gears Tactics. You also got to consider unless you're not counting games like Forza Horizon and Halo. You also got to
Gears-
consider Grounded.
No. Hold on. Gears Tactics wasn't made by Microsoft.
It's a collaboration with Splash Damage and
Neither.
Coalition. Come on, doesn't matter. Halo Wars wasn't made exclusively by Microsoft, but it's their IP. You can't just discount games because another
I
PlayStation
thought
have
they
a
did
bunch
own
of third.
Ensemble Studios.
We're talking about
Are you talking about like the original Halo Wars?
No, they don't own any. The last 2 studios that made the last 2 Halo Wars games, they didn't own those studios.
I thought they owned Ensemble and shut them down. Did they not?
Nah, that was a Sega studio.
I thought we were specifically
that's
talking
sense.
about Xbox Studios.
Xbox. All right.
Xbox Studios.
So all right. So we're only exclusive. All right, but you still then dropped out. You still dismissed Grounded. You still did. So you don't want to count Flight Sim because of that's a Sobo, whatever.
Who made Grounded again?
Obsidian.
Oh, you're right. Okay. My bad.
I mean, like, hey, it is what it is. I like I said, I'm not interested in living.
You're playing
what ifs.
devil's advocate right
no,
now.
because the thing is, it's like you're saying, like, okay, if they didn't buy Bethesda, they wouldn't, have anything. Who knows
They
what
would
they
have
would
had
have had?
like like big hitters.
Fair enough. They wouldn't have dropped nothing, but it would have been fucking
It would have been
crickets.
yeah.
It would have been crickets. And then if we look forward 2 years,
Yep. That's all.
what do we
XGS.
What do we have?
Yeah, we had one bad year since those acquisitions, and that was 2022, which was
No,
horrible.
2020.
No,
was
no,
bad.
I'm
What
saying-
2020 was
do you mean?
2020 actually had game
2020
releases.
was bad too.
Yeah.
They
No, it
got
wasn't.
a bad year, then a good year.
No,
A
20
bad year, then we don't.
2020
So-
they actually released games in 2020. They actually did release. Now none of them were like colossal bangers or anything like that, but it was better than 2022 and better than 2017.
I'm trying to
Xbox's
think, though.
worst years on record is 2022 at worst and 2017, which was the second worst. 2020 was actually all right. I think I played a decent amount of games in 2020. Matter of fact, let me check my games beat list in 2020.
So I'm trying to think like what have they announced That's going to be coming this year, and we think it's going to be coming 2024.
Well, what we
I'm
think
thinking-
is
He's
all I can
already
think
got
of-
the first half
Red-
of this year laid out. Except for
Redfall,
Starfield.
Redfall, Starfield. We had
Yeah,
Hi-Fi
the
Rush.
the Minecraft
Legends. Oh
Yeah, Legends.
There-
Minecraft
in April.
Legends.
And at some point, Forza, dude. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
and at
still
some
salty that Forza.
Yeah,
not the first half of
it
the
should
year.
be the first half of the year,
That
but
should have been the
if
first half.
Yeah, I mean, it's still undisputable that Bethesda is carrying, though. It's undisputable.
hey, it was a good purchase. You know what I mean? That, but you got to think
I
about
mean,
it.
not
For
all their
Bethesda,
games
think
have
about it.
been
Think
good,
about this.
but
Think about this. Think about this. Think
they've
about
been
this.
carrying.
How often is Bethesda releasing multiple games within a calendar year? That doesn't typically happen, right?
Yes,
What do
it
you mean?
does.
But
They
no,
have
no,
multiple,
it's-
they have
what?
multiple
Bethesda's
studios.
consistent.
They have
What are
multiple
you talking
studios,
about?
but they historically don't release multiple games in a calendar year. They'll try to
they
release a
do?
game every year. No, they don't. No, they
I
don't.
don't. Yeah, I
Think
don't. I
about
don't
it.
know that.
How
off the
many
top
games?
of
I'm
my
about to say
head.
how many
I'd
games.
have to look. Hold on. I'm gonna have to look.
Yeah, I'd have to look at
You
the
got to think
track
about it
record. I'm not sure.
as they're a standalone publisher. Not saying that they haven't. It's just not usual. They usually release a game every year. But when did Doom Eternal come out? 2019. Originally 2019, or was it 2020 when the original release for Doom Eternal?
It was. I think it was the year of Last of Us. Yeah.
Yeah.
2020.
What
I
else
think.
did ZeniMax release that year? Think about this. When Doom first made its return in 2016, right? It was Doom in 2016, right? And
Yeah, but then
then Wolfenstein the next year. And Fallout in 2015, right? And what they released in 2014, I think, was the freaking Dishonored remasters.
I'd have to go through and look.
Like
It
they
actually
they
seems like
typically
it's not a
release
good
games
list.
every they try to release a game every year, but they never really been in a position where they're releasing multiple games in a single
there's
year.
some cases they had the Evil Within and Prey released in the same year,
Okay.
as well as hold on.
Wolfenstein released with.
Yeah.
Wolfenstein
Hold on,
The
hold on,
New
hold on,
Order
one moment,
and-
guys. Hold on.
Wolfenstein,
And the Evil Within.
Wolfenstein, Prey, and Evil Within all released in 1 year.
Yeah, and Elder Scrolls. That's 2014. Wolfenstein: The Old Blood released in 2015. Elder Scrolls Online released 2015, along with Fallout Shelter and Fallout 4.
They've always been
Doom-
pumping stuff out. I don't know.
Yeah, Doom and Dishonored. Doom 2016 and Dishonored 2 came out the same year. Elder Scrolls Legend came out in 2017. Prey came out in 2017. Quake Champions came out in 2017. Dishonored: Death of the Outsider came out in 2017. The Evil Within 2 came out 2017. Wolfenstein 2 came out 2017.
Yeah, dude. Like
Fallout 76 was Fallout 76 was the only game that came out 2018. Elder Scrolls, I guess that's a expansion. Came out 2019. Rage 2 came out 2019. Wolfenstein Youngblood 2019. Doom Eternal 2020.
oh, you
Doom
forgot.
six-
Did
Doom
you say
60
Rage? Did you say Rage in 2019? Rage 2?
Yeah. Rage 2. Doom Eternal 2020. Doom 64 2020. Deathloop 2021. Ghostwire Tokyo is 2022. And then Hi-Fi Rush, yada yada. So no, that's not, it's not atypical. It's actually typical. At least since 2014 that I was surmising from, that they released games, multiple games a year.
on a consistent basis.
Yeah, so I'll just tell him that when he comes back, because yeah. But yeah, man, I don't know. Rage 2 was dope. I disagree. I think that game was mid. It was like a 6 out of 10 to me. It was better. It was okay. It was okay. It was decent. It was worth a playthrough. I played on Game Pass on PC, so yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The Bethesda is definitely carrying though. And then we have Redfall and, Starfield releasing this year. That's literally anytime like anyone talks about Xbox, it's always Redfall or Starfield this year. I mean, some people of course care about Forza, but not everyone likes racing games, especially like more of a sim-like game.
Yeah. I'm excited for because this has been what it'd be like 5 years or no 6 years since the past like actual Forza Motorsport. Like that's what I was like. That was kind of like what I was looking for at the showcase was like a release date for Forza when they said that they're what the hell. Because they announced that forever ago, but then it's been so long since the last Forza, like Motorsport.
Yeah, it's been
like,
6 years?
2017 is when Forza 7 came out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, I want that, like, because like Forza, I don't know if they're not calling it Forza Motorsport 8, they're just calling
it Forza Motorsport. I guess they're like, rebooting it. Like
every time I don't know, like, can you reboot that? I don't know. That doesn't seem like.
But
that shit look good.
But yeah, Smooth. They have definitely been releasing multiple games a year.
All right, how often have that happened?
I just since 2014 they've been releasing.
We just went through a whole list.
You were gone. You were gone since like 2014. They've released basically 2 or more games a year since 2014. Besides 1 year, which was I think 2019. But every other year, it's been multiple games a year.
I'm assuming you have a list in front of you. What happened? In 2014?
Were you gone? The whole
time? I said hold on because I had got another call. So what happened in 2014?
We made up.
Oh my god! I have to reread this.
Was it Wolfenstein?
You can just
send them.
Just rewatch the goddamn video, man. Or rewatch your pod. Wolfenstein and The Evil Within, bro.
There were 3 games in 2017, so
yeah, there's 3 Elder Scrolls Online as well. Like, bro, we read the list. The only year that only had 1 game was 2019. That's it.
No, 2018.
Oh, sorry, yeah, 2018 because 2019 had 2 games.
And that was Fallout 76 that year.
Yeah, so you're wrong, basically. But
how many times did they have 3 games in a year?
Nigga, shut up.
It was two to three a year.
Nigga, shut up. It was 2 to 3 a year, bro. That's that.
Except for 1 year.
Like, stop, Smooth. It's okay.
All right, so
and they're on track to put out like fucking apparently like 8 games this year.
Yeah, they're just. I mean, they're carrying, bro. But I mean, like someone said, I mean, Microsoft should do something for their goddamn self, but
they are. They own ZeniMax. They are working. They're doing for themselves. They own ZeniMax. They are an Xbox publisher.
I mean, the other studios, the other fucking 15. What the fuck are they doing? That's my purpose. But like, nah. Somebody did say like, oh, there's studios that carry Bethesda as a whole publisher. And then somebody said Insomniac, which is fucking hilarious. Like the whole publisher versus one studio. But even so, Sony is still releasing games like Horizon, God of War, Returnal. Those are still not Insomniac. So I do agree that Insomniac has been carrying PlayStation 5. But not nowhere near to the same degree.
No. PlayStation 4 has been carrying PlayStation 5.
What?
In my opinion, PlayStation 4.
That? Huh?
What?
All PlayStation, like the PlayStation 4, IPs have been carrying the PS5.
That makes no sense.
They are still new games, nigga. What the fuck are you saying?
Okay. So what about Halo or Forza? What? So you're telling so the original Xbox is carrying the fucking Series S and X, right? Because you had Halo, Forza.
Xbox is being carried by by backwards compatibility and Game Pass. So I mean.
No, but you just said that the PS5 is being carried by the PS4 because of the IPs. What the fuck is Xbox doing?
That's illogical. It's
illogical. I feel like the PS4 has been carried by the PS5 has been carried by PS4 games, by the way. So that's what I meant. So
we heard you the first time.
We heard you. It doesn't make sense though. Because you have to then sit there and say that the Xbox the Series S and X are being held by the original Xbox.
The Xbox One, Xbox One was carried by the fucking 360 and the Xbox.
Like you gotta do that. Well, you just think that Xbox doesn't make sequels? That they haven't made any sequels for any of their games?
Barely.
What?
Okay, now
If you think about it,
We're on the 8th Forza Motorsport, the 5th Forza Horizon, the 6th fucking Gears of War game, the 4th fucking Fable. What?
Yeah, the Fable missed out on the entire Xbox One gen.
The 6th Halo.
There's only really one Halo game on the Xbox One generation.
I reinstate my statement.
You're still, it's still a sequel.
Xbox Series,
he just said that there's only been one Halo. There's only been one Horizon this generation. What the fuck you're saying?
What?
You're not making an equivalent argument. You're just capping the cap. You're just talking the talk. There's only been one Halo this gen. So is Horizon. So is God of War.
No. There's been 2 God of Wars this generation because those are
huh?
Yeah.
There's only been one God of War released on PS5.
All right, bro.
What do you mean?
Bro, never mind.
Can we
carry
cut
on?
his mic?
Yeah, we can cut this blank.
Cut his mic. Cut his mic.
No, we're cutting your mic, bro. What are you saying?
Dude, I have no idea.
All right, now this is the point where we bring questions in from the comment section. If you got anything interesting to say, please throw it in the chat. You can throw it in the color, or you can @ Kid Smooth. And when I say throw it in the color, that means throw it in the super chat.
Answer.
Well, if they say @ Kid Smooth, I see it'll highlight in orange.
Got to be a super chat. Fuck it.
If you @ Kid Smooth, it'll show up on my chat as orange, so I know. Kid Smooth, can you please boot this guy for talking bad about my plastic box, Aaron? Who's that?
Huh?
I don't know who was talking bad about this plastic box.
I like how they take in the chat, they take being critical as being just an absolute hater, in that the fact that I'm pretty sure that I've played way more Xbox games than any of these dudes in chat right now, and I would take the challenge to prove it easily. Just look up my gamer tag. Literally my name in YouTube. It's literally right here.
I do like this question. What games does Sony have this year? Great point. That's a great point.
It is a great point. We don't know. I will say that. Spider-Man for sure.
All we have is Spider-Man. Though
Spider-Man's Forspoken, Final Fantasy, and Stellar Blade, right? Which was once a multi-plat, then got robbed of its multi-plat availability to be an exclusive.
I'm not even looking at Forspoken.
If you're looking at like third party, there is Final Fantasy 16. So are we just looking at Sony Studios, or are we looking at third party?
If we're looking at Sony
Stellar Blade would be
nothing.
third party.
Yeah, I'm still looking at Sony Studios. So technically, we just have Spider-Man right now.
I mean, but you gotta count that they are releasing VR. Granted, it is an expensive platform, but it is having a bunch of games being released exclusively for it that would be only on PS5.
True.
Like I guess what is it? Firewall. But that doesn't have a date though. There's like Firewall, there's the Horizon game. There's the Switch, I think it's called Switchback VR, which is like the roller coaster horror game. Actually, the first one was really good from the Until Dawn developer. So I mean, there is those. I mean, granted it does cost an extra $500 to get access to these games, but they are games that's exclusive to the platform.
I guess that counts as well. That surely counts.
Yeah, the VR games like those are the automatic, exclusives. And even though a lot of these games are like I like
how this Aaron, who the fuck is this Aaron guy in chat? It is games released on the platform, regardless of it being $600 platform or not. It is on the PS5. Like, I don't know. It is games that they are releasing.
I mean,
what?
The reason why I don't talk in the same manner as PlayStation towards Xbox is because PlayStation actually delivered this generation. So I'm not like, oh my God, what the fuck are they doing? Xbox, even including Bethesda, like the games that
gotta prove themselves.
The quality of games that they've been releasing, I mean, it's been shaky. It's been 3 years. It's
3 years, and if it wasn't for Bethesda, they'd literally have Pentiment.
Yeah, like okay, Deathloop. I thought Deathloop was a great game. I thought Psychonauts 2 was a great game.
Oh,
Grounded.
Psychonauts 2 was fantastic.
Yeah.
Psychonauts 2 was my game of the year for 2021. For those people that want to say that I'm like, it was my game of the year for 2021.
Yeah.
So,
what else? I'm trying to think. Halo fucking flopped, bro. Honestly, that was a stain on the Xbox, honestly, because they fucked up their most precious IP. The one that made them live. What else? I mean, Forza, I don't know. Something
Forza
about
Horizon's
Forza,
great.
Forza Horizon is just more. It just felt like more 4, and I just dropped it because it just felt like more 4, which it is. I understand, understandably. It's just, I don't know. It just didn't keep my attention, so I just dropped it. What else? Shit. I guess Grounded, but I'm not touching that shit. A 10-foot pole. Those games entirely, I just do not give a fuck for.
And I'm on the same boat as you. Like, I have no interest in survival multiplayer games.
Yeah. I don't know. I just, as far as like, I understand how people feel about like Halo. It's just a weird situation. As a video game, Halo Infinite is pretty damn good. Campaign,
As the mechanics, yeah.
Yeah, campaign, multiplayer, whatever.
I mean, to be fair, the campaign was lacking. It was an empty open world with like three tasks.
Hey,
to be fair,
I think
it's a lacking open world.
My only dismiss about like Halo that I'm really, because personally, when I play Halo, I still just play. I play it like how I played Halo 5 multiplayer. It's just like I play whatever. Like I play. I don't play it like a season pass gamer. I play it like just a Halo. I drop in my Raken or Social Slayer or whatever and just play until I'm bored. So I don't have the same energy that a lot of people have for Halo's multiplayer. I am mad about the campaign and that there was like no real plan to expand on that. And I think that's where the game had like a huge opportunity to do so, to address those empty biomes and the Halo ring and whatnot. And then obviously the game ending on like the cliffhangers which they typically do with Halo. I just think it's unfortunate. I don't care about the game running on Unreal Engine. I don't see how that changes anything. What is it going to do other than, sure, it could probably look better visually, but my complaints for Halo has never really been on its visuals.
One thing that, I mean, remember I was telling you, like, I followed this one guy that talked about like inner workings of 343 and what's going on and like rumored content and all that shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, one of the biggest problems with Halo is the engine. It's not just how it looks. No, it's how difficult it is to develop for, and for people to actually put in changes, like minuscule changes within that said engine. Like, let me tweak the values of this gun in the multiplayer or something, or tweak its characteristics. It's fucking hard as shit to do. Like, small changes take forever in Halo Infinite. Like that is one of the biggest problems. So it's like that ties into content and making changes. Like, think about it like this. Like, one of the changes that we know hasn't been fixed, desync. Like, why do you think that's still in the game? It's because the engine is difficult to develop for, and people, like, they, how they developed it originally, where they had a bunch of contractors, which fucked up actual longevity of people actually knowing how to work on the engines. Like, you can't just have a bunch of contractors and shit. So yeah, the engine was a big detractor as to why we aren't seeing a lot of content for it. That is one of the biggest reasons why we're not seeing it. It's the fucking engine. But yeah, that's why them switching to a different engine would make so much more fucking sense, because it's literally hampering all aspects of the fucking game.
Well, that, and they don't have to develop the engine, right? Like, that was part of it, is that they had to redevelop the engine. Like, partway through their development. So if they just license Unreal Engine 5, they're not making the engine. They're just making the game.
Yeah, and Unreal Engine is
usually, I mean, why do you think so many people use Unreal Engine? It's very, very user friendly.
Yeah, but I think everybody using Unreal Engine, I don't know how creative a lot of people are going to be, but I feel like
Unreal Engine's been a big engine for generations over generations.
Yeah, but it's like it's been it's popular, it's highly used. I think it's the most used engine outside of Unity. And
Gears of War uses
well, yeah, but it was built on Gears of War, almost built freaking. It was the reason why Unreal became so popular in that generation of the 7th generation. I think prior to Gears, it Unreal was kind of almost exclusively it
was more like Unreal Tournament,
the Unreal Tournament and stuff like that. Yeah, but it's not that I dislike the engine. I just feel like if every studio or every game in development is using the Unreal Engine, I just feel like we're going to see lack of creativity, lack of diversity. And I feel like we're going to see a lot of games that look relatively the same or run relatively the same.
I understand that sentiment, and I do agree with you. But in certain circumstances like this, where it's literally hampering the fucking experience of the game in general and putting out content for the game, which is making the game literally be dead, they need to change the fucking engine. It's I understand your sentiment. I don't want everything to be running on Unreal Engine either. I think the Red Engine, for example, is amazing for Cyberpunk and Witcher. I think that engine is amazing. But I mean, they're getting rid of it and they're going to go to Unreal, which I'm not a fan of.
Well, are they doing it? They're not doing it for future games, are they? Or is it? Yeah, I just thought they were just doing that for the remake of Witcher 1.
No, they're getting rid of Red Engine. They're only going to use Unreal. But yeah, so that I'm sad for, because I mean it's not like they had trouble making games like that, in generally speaking. But in terms of Halo, yes, they absolutely need to change that shit, because that's directly fucking up their own game. They can't make constant updates to their own fucking game. They can't put in constant constant what do you call it? They can't make constant updates to their own game and put in more content for their own game. So they obviously needs to change that shit. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
maybe with using Unreal Engine, it won't take how many years was it?
Yeah, they get this
6 or 7 years to make the next Halo?
To make the game. Yeah, I mean, I understand from a support and hiring purposes, and everybody sort of have experience with Unreal, so it will help onboard Halo development. So I do understand that sentiment. It's just it just seems like a weird thing that that was the go-to thing, and if the engine, the Slip Space engine, was responsible for the entirety of the delivery of Halo, then I guess it is what it is. Shout out to JetFan95. It says, Kid Smooth, do you think Xbox marketing deal without Game Pass included in the deal are as good as dead going forward? Yeah, I would say at this point, because there's been games that had marketing, right, that didn't launch into Game Pass day one. Now,
Battlefield.
Yeah, Battlefield. Elden Ring even had marketing for Xbox that wasn't day one. Crossfire X was weird. It was really, really weird.
Oh man, I don't even want.
And that game's rest in peace, right?
That game's dying in May.
Literally.
Yo, I got all 12 achievements, man. So I'm done with that game. Good old Crossfire X, man. The game that shouldn't have.
Jets fan, to answer that question too, is for Microsoft, it really doesn't make sense to do marketing deals if you don't have inclusion of Game Pass. That should be the drawing point. It's I mean, I don't even think I would care because because I'm so used to playing games in Game Pass, if Xbox has a marketing deal with the game, right, and they have marketing rights, now I assume that game is going to be in Game Pass. So yeah, man, I don't know. I think there's things that they can do. Obviously, with bigger, if the right publisher comes along, they've done games that they've done marketing for that quote unquote wasn't in like Game Pass when they released like, oh, I feel like a couple of the Japanese games like Scarlet Nexus, they had marketing rights for that. That didn't launch in the Game Pass day one. It went like 3 months later. But I think with situations with Xbox, I feel like when they get like a marketing deal with a game, if it doesn't launch into Game Pass day one, there's like some sort of window after release that I think it still launches into Game Pass. And I think that's how it works. Jets fan also said something else. You said if AB Kill deal passes and Xbox owns COD, do you see Xbox renewing marketing deal with EA with Battlefield or let Sony have it? I say, why not continue to deal with EA and control the shooters?
Battlefield is an almost dead franchise.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do you really want Battlefield? Because
It was rumored that their next game is going to be like a hero shooter, so they're basically dead.
Yeah,
I'd push all my marketing Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's the one thing that Xbox was missing is like that Call of Duty marketing. I would divert all marketing to Call of Duty. You kind of had to go with Battlefield last generation because PlayStation had the Call of Duty, and then you also think PlayStation had all the other shooters from EA. They had
they'll have the marketing for Bungie.
Yeah,
for Destiny.
When they did the Star Wars games, then that was obviously PlayStation marketing and stuff like that. So I think Microsoft, whatever they do, I think they'll try to keep it in like probably the Star Wars, Titanfall thing if they elect to do another Titanfall. But mostly they'll probably keep their marketing with EA relative to EA Play with Game Pass, and of course every Madden release, whatever deal they got. Typically when Madden comes out, Xbox is the marketing partner for Madden, which is, I'm not going to say it's just as strong as Call of Duty, but it's a pretty strong, IP and license. So
yeah.
And do we have any other questions? Maybe if this is barbecue sauce. He says if 343 wasn't ran by quota hires and actually ran by people who was the best at their jobs, they'd have a good game. I don't think Halo is a bad game by any stretch of the imagination. So, but
great gameplay, but hampered by mission design, variety of locales.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe some other stuff too.
If there is no more questions, we are going to get out of here, and we will see you guys next Saturday. I'll try to put out a video over the course of the 2 days. I got Chiefs winning Super Bowl 34-31. So do what you do with that. I still got to put out my SpongeBob review. Hopefully I'll have some time.
Did you beat SpongeBob yet?
Nah, I don't even realize I don't know how far along I was in there. I was flying through the game, and then I kind of got sidetracked with other games.
Each main mission takes about an hour.
Yeah.
To go all the way through. Just power through it.
Yeah. I mean, it's all right. I mean, like from what I played of it, I didn't think it was all that great, but I do want to put out like a standard review. I think I got like the materials and stuff made for it. I just got to finish the game to see if my opinion is going to stay where it is. Other than that, man, thank you guys for watching. Logan, I know you said you got a couple things going on. You should have a review sometime out next week. You said for
Yeah, sometime. Like at least by next Sunday.
by next.
So maybe before, but it's for that Wanted Dead. If anybody's interested.
Yeah, I'm interested. Bless Red.
Catch me on Twitter @_blessred.
All right, and you guys know the dilly. As always, Xbox is the best box. I am the best spot. Good night or good morning on if you're on the other side of the globe. We are out of here. Peace.
Peace.